A standard heart attack is a plumbing issue, a blocked artery restricting blood flow. Sudden cardiac arrest, or SCA, is an electrical misfire. The heart's rhythm suddenly turns chaotic, instantly stopping blood from reaching the brain. This chart shows the chronological survival gap during an emergency. Irreversible brain death begins setting in just 4 to 6 minutes after a collapse. However, the average response time for emergency medical services is 8 to 12 minutes. Surviving that mathematical gap depends entirely on the immediate actions of whoever happens to be standing closest. Usually, that is a random, completely untrained civilian. When you witness a sudden collapse, your body floods with adrenaline, your breathing spikes, your cognitive functions freeze, and your hands shake. The psychological pressure and terror are immense. This creates an intense engineering paradox.
How do you design a system that requires a terrified, medically illiterate person to perform a high-stakes, life-saving intervention? The answer is the Automated External Defibrillator, or AED. It functions as a piece of medical hardware, but its real success lies in behavioral design and user experience. The brilliance of the AED is that it is explicitly engineered to bypass human panic. It operates as an automated first responder, taking total control and dictating your every move. Pop culture has created a persistent medical myth. Doctors in movies constantly yell "clear" and shock a flatlining patient back to life. In reality, you cannot shock a flatline. The target condition is ventricular fibrillation, or VFib. The heart's electrical signals fire chaotically, causing the muscle to quiver. A defibrillator delivers a massive electrical dose to completely halt all activity. This forced pause allows the native pacemaker to reboot and reestablish a steady rhythm. The AED is simply a system reset button. It silences the electrical chaos so the body's native programming can save itself. To execute that reset, the physical interface relies on bold, unambiguous graphics. The pads feature highly simplified illustrations of a human torso, dictating exact placement and entirely eliminating guesswork. Then it entirely manages the auditory environment. The machine issues unhurried, metronomic voice prompts designed to cut through your adrenaline, deliberately slowing your breathing and pacing your actions step by step. Beneath that calming voice, the machine acts as an autonomous diagnostic tool. It runs a hidden algorithm that actively reads the patient's electrocardiogram, or ECG, without requiring a single input from you. This flowchart shows the machine's primary failsafe. The ECG input branches into 2 distinct paths. If the machine detects a chaotic rhythm, it arms the shock. But if it detects a healthy pulse or a flatline, it inhibits a mechanism and remains inactive. Because of this specific algorithm, it is physically impossible for a panicking civilian to accidentally shock someone who doesn't need it. By systematically stripping away the need for human diagnosis or decision-making, engineers built a virtually foolproof robot doctor. Every design choice in this device prioritizes the capabilities of the average bystander over the expertise of a cardiologist. It is an accessibility tool built specifically for the public. By removing the possibility of user error, engineers successfully crowdsourced the critical survival gap to the general public. The only way this brilliantly designed system fails is if bystanders are too intimidated by the clinical-looking box on the wall to actually open it. Next time you're at the gym, an open office, or an airport terminal, take a moment to locate the AED cabinet. Know exactly where it is before the panic sets in. If a crisis occurs, you don't need to be a hero, you just need to open the box. The machine will hold your hand and guarantee you cannot make a single mistake while saving a life.